In the United States, the idea of classified information did not begin as a tool for control. It began as a tool for survival. From the earliest days of the Republic, leaders understood that some information had to be protected. Military plans, intelligence sources, diplomatic strategy. If those details were exposed at the wrong time, it could cost lives, compromise operations, and weaken the nation against its enemies. So classification was never meant to hide everything. It was meant to protect very specific things. Over time, that system became formalized. Information was divided into levels like confidential, secret, and top secret. The goal was simple: limit access to sensitive information to those who absolutely needed it. That was the intention. But here is where the conversation changes. As the federal government grew in size and complexity, so did the volume of classified material. Not just military intelligence, but internal communications, policy discussions, and decisions that, in many cases, did not pose a direct threat to national security if they were made public. And that is where critics begin to raise concerns. When too much information is classified, it becomes harder for the public to understand what their government is doing. It becomes harder for journalists to investigate, and it becomes easier for mistakes, misjudgments, or even misconduct to remain hidden for longer than they should. This is not a new concern. Even government officials and oversight bodies have acknowledged that overclassification exists. Now here is the deeper issue. The United States was designed with a very specific structure in mind. The government is supposed to operate with the consent of the governed. Power is meant to flow from the people upward, not from the government downward. Transparency is a key part of that system. So when large amounts of information are withheld, whether for legitimate reasons or not, it can create a perception problem. It can make it feel as though decisions are being made above the public rather than on behalf of the public. That perception matters because trust in a system is not built only on what is done correctly. It is built on what people can see, understand, and verify. To be clear, classification itself is not the problem. Every nation needs to protect certain information. The real tension is in the balance. How much secrecy is necessary to protect the country, and how much transparency is necessary to preserve the system the country was built on? That question does not have an easy answer, but it is a question that has to be asked, because the strength of the United States has never come from secrecy alone. It has come from a system where power is checked, where authority is questioned, and where the people are not just governed, but informed. And if that balance shifts too far in one direction, the system begins to feel very different from the one it was designed to be.